Okay, boys. Wanted to go over a new forecheck that we're going to start running. So when we first started off this year, we started off with the simple one, which is what we call a 2-1-2. So obviously F1's job is to come in, pressure the puck carrier. Okay, F2's job is to take away the reverse, and in this instance on the 2-1-2, F3's job is to read this, and whichever side he goes to, F3 is going to attack and try to seal the wall. All right, so if the puck was on this side, all right, you got a puck here, and this guy decided he was going to, let's just say, rim it up the boards. We'll use pass, but let's just say that he rims it, so this puck is going to come up. All right, just going to try to get it up here to his winger. Then we know that in that particular instance, all right, what would happen was F3 would then, having read that, come over here and would attack him, and F2 would drop back. All right, and of course we'd have D1 was on the strong side always, okay, and we'd have D2 in the middle of the ice. So this is what we would call a standard 2-1-2 forecheck. So again, F1 is going to pop in. He's going to force him. All right, hopefully to ring up the boards on the strong side. All right, F3, who's reading this, I mean, he probably wouldn't be that far over. He's going to come from here. He's going to go, and then F2 would fill for F3. All right, but originally F2 would go down here just to try to take away a reverse. So we started with that. That's a basic 2-1-2. Lately, what we've been doing, and there's a reason for this, is we've been playing what we call a 2-3. And the purpose of the 2-3, let me just get rid of these arrows, okay? Okay, the purpose of the 2-3 is very, very similar, except that what happens in this particular instance is, and again, we'll put a puck down here in the corner. All right, this defenseman's coming. All right, he's got it. F1's going to do the same thing. He's going to pressure the puck carrier, right? Like I said, we're going to come. Now, a lot of guys will tell you inside out. I say outside in, all right? We're going to attack him. All right, F2's going to do the same thing here. He's going to attack this way, all right? Again, what we're trying to do is get a rim up the boards, okay, up into this area, all right? And what we would do with this one here, if they broke out clean, F3 would then kind of come over here and put a little bit of pressure on here, all right? And if they tried to break middle, he'd kind of try to take that pass away. And that's just dropping two guys low with a third guy that's above the top of the circle, all right? So we're looking to make contact on a 2-3. If we can keep the puck out of the zone, we're looking to make contact somewhere up here, but we always have, again, three guys high, right? So we've got D2 and D1. Sorry, that's D2 again. Come back here, D1. All right, so again, if we're doing this system, which is a 2-3, we always have three guys high, all right? And this is a safety plug. It makes sure that we don't allow for odd man rushes, all right? It protects us from getting burnt on stuff like that. We always have three guys coming back, which means you almost never get an odd man rush if it's played properly. Now, if I would tell you that this style of play, the 2-3, I commonly refer to as Montreal, because under Martin St. Louis, since he's taken over the coach there, he's basically implemented a 2-3 with Montreal. Hasn't helped them a ton, but it's probably kept them in more games because they just don't have the skill set all around that some other teams in the NHL have. The standard 2-1-2 that most teams play, I commonly refer to as a Toronto forecheck. It's what the Leafs use quite frequently when they're not carrying it in. They'll run a 2-1-2, all right? So I would say if we're running Toronto, we're running a standard 2-1-2. We're running Montreal, we're going to run a 2-3. The one I want to show you today is what's called Vegas, and it is a high pressure. Some people refer to it as a spread 2-1-2, but to me it's a very high pressure one, and I'm going to explain it to you now, and we're going to run this tonight. We're going to dump a puck in, and F1, okay, and F2 still have the same job. Nothing changes from their perspective. So again, you're going to run from the outside the dots here and in. All right. What we want to make sure is that this guy doesn't try to roll out this way. When he sees you coming like here, he's probably going to rim the puck, which is what we want. Okay. If he chooses to reverse it, all right, F2, you're going to be coming in like this. So you can try to stack this guy. What we're trying to do is keep these guys contained. But what we want to do is want them to get to move the puck. So let's just say that F1 comes in and he forces a rim up the boards with this puck, and he's going to try to get to this guy. In a normal situation, F3 would try to go to him. I don't want that anymore. This is a high pressure one. D, this is where you come into play, so pay attention. The minute you see this puck starting to roll this way, you're coming straight down the wall and you're meeting this guy. I don't care if you kill him, clean him, I don't care what you do, but your sole purpose is to get the puck. okay? It's to stop them from breaking out. F3, your job is then going to be to rotate down over here, and you're going to cover for D1. This is non-negotiable. F3 never goes. If I yell Vegas and I say we're Vegas forechecking, the defense goes down the wall. It's not even a question. Don't look at F3. Get your butt down the wall and get that puck. The real danger in this play is this guy right here. Their centerman. This is the guy that we got to watch out for. If the defense is slow, okay, to get down to this guy on the wall, it's an easy chip play, okay, because F1's down here in the corner, and this guy's coming up here. He's filling. All right, F3 is going to be back. You see F3's ahead of him. That's fine. But we want to prevent this little chip out here. So D, you've got to get, when you approach this, let me get rid of some of these arrows. Okay, D, when you come up here, you're going to want to come in like this on him, just to try to keep a stick in the lane here so he can't chip. And you want to pin him and tie him up to the boards, okay? At that point, F1 can come up and he can help you, all right? F2 can then rotate down over here, and F3, who's up here, can just wait till the D comes out, all right? So that's the first scenario if the guy tries to come up the boards this way. If, all right, let's get rid of the arrows. I'm just going to get this guy to here. Let's just say that this guy comes at him and he tries to go D to D on a pass. F2's now coming in this way, and his job is to make sure that he can't roll out. Clear this for a second. Go back to skating without the puck. Your job is to make sure he can't roll up the boards this way. All right, and if he tries to go to the middle, you can box him off. Contact on either one of these two Ds from F1 or F2 are absolutely fine. I'm okay with that. But let's just say that this guy gets paranoid now, and he rings it up the boards this way. Once we see this play develop, D2, you're just going to take a beeline, and you're going to slide right in here, and you're going hard at this guy. All right, D1, you're sliding over to the middle, and you guessed it, F3, you're filling. All right, every time. Same thing applies. We don't look at F3 for this play. We look at D2. D2 sees him go D to D. D2 starts to come this way. He sees it. He comes right at him. All right. D1, you're coming into the middle to fill. F3, you're coming over here. All right. So this is, again, if he tries to reverse it over to his partner. All right. F2 is already down here. We've taken that away. Body on this guy if we can turn him over. But really what you're trying to do is give him the coffin up the boards. We're not going to let either one of these two guys skate. Defense, again, you're going to be aggressive. You're pinching on everything. This is not I'm thinking about it. This is I'm going. F3, you have one sole purpose in all of this, and your job is to get over here and cover. And I can't stress this enough, and we will practice this tonight. Okay, so this is what's commonly referred to as a high pressure 2-1-2, or they'll call it a 2-1-2 spread. I call it Vegas. So again, this being the 2-1-2 high pressure would be Vegas. If we're playing a 2-3, I will yell out Montreal. That means we're playing a 2-3, which we've been playing for about the last 2-3 weeks. And if I yell Toronto, that means we're going to be playing a standard 2-1-2. And again, we can go over these, but in the standard 2-1-2, I know we haven't played it in a while, F3 would be a bit lower, so he would be in around here, all right, reading around the hash mark area, not up as high. And as soon as he sees that puck come up the wall, he's darting towards here to cut that off. All right, so the D basically stays stationary, and F3 helps down here. So that's a standard 2-1-2 or Toronto. All right, so if there's any questions at the rink tonight, I'll go over them with you. But again, soft dump in, get here first, body on this guy, and you're trying to force it up the wall this way. If there is a reverse and he comes here, F2, your job's to take the body and try to force him up the wall this way. In that case, D2's going. If he comes this way, D1's going. F3, it's simple. You're covering or you're covering. This looks like a lot of lines when you see it right now. When you see it work tonight on the ice on practice, you'll see the difference. This will create a ton of turnovers. And I didn't want to bring this until we had played the 2-3 really well. Now that I trust you guys on your rotations, that even if F3 has to go and help out, I know that F1 is going to come back up and cover for him. Now I know that you guys understand that we always have to have a guy high. The reason for this is now when we go to this pressure forecheck, and we're going to activate the D all the time. So guys like Louis, Sharby, Hardy, guys who love to crash and bang and hit, have at it. These wingers are going to be yours all day, all right? And again, if you say, hypothetically, this defenseman starts skating with it, and our guy doesn't get him, then you got to turn and you got to back off a little bit. But if it's a rim, all right, and you can get to it, you're going straight down the boards. All right, so we'll go over this tonight. But again, this is Vegas, and we'll give it a go tonight in practice. Any questions, come see me beforehand. All right? See you soon, boys.